learn how to go from this to this to this. Well, maybe not that. What's going on, guys? Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you a video today to show you how to properly put on the new mid-cut Nike Mercurial Superfly 6, whether it's the top-end elite model like I have right here, or any of the takedowns, the pro, academy, or club level options. A lot of people struggle to put these on, when in reality, the main reason why they're struggling is simply because they're not doing it correctly. Want to learn the proper way? That's what I'm going to show you in today's video. Step number one is easily the most common mistake people make when they're really having a hard time putting these on, and that is simply loosening the laces. Now, I don't just mean untying the knot at the top like I have them right here. This is not loose enough. You actually want to loosen at least, I would say, the top two lace positions so that there is nothing restricting this area of the upper itself. You want that to stretch pretty freely, although I would recommend loosening them all the way down. It only takes a couple of seconds of your time, and you're gonna end up with a much easier time putting these on. And the reason for that is you'll notice that all of these mid-cut shoes feature an elasticated section where the laces are. It's elasticated not so it feels like a sock on your foot. It's elasticated so you can actually make the opening bigger as you're putting them on and taking them off, so your foot goes in more easily, and then it kind of compresses back to the shape of your foot, and you can tie the laces tight. If you don't have the laces loosened up, that part of the shoe can't stretch, the opening remains too small, and you're kind of jamming your foot through a hole that is much smaller than it needs to be. If you loosen the laces, you're gonna have a much easier time. Step number two is to use both hands to stretch out and support the collar area of the boots. What I see a lot of people try to do is they'll loosen the laces, maybe they won't even loosen the laces, and they'll just put the shoe on the ground, jam their foot in, and try to just jam it in from here. The collar folds in on itself, you end up crushing the back of the heel counter, and it makes it extremely difficult. You can do it this way, but it's not good long-term for the shoes, and it's gonna be a lot more difficult. What you should be doing, and Nike has kind of given you a hint here with this new collar that has this extension piece at the front, is you grab that extension piece with one hand, and then you grab the back area, not just the top of the collar, but I would say all the way down until you find the top of the little internal plastic heel counter. There's some kind of structure at the back of the heel. You always want to support it at the very top. The reason for that is when you slide your foot in, naturally your foot's going to go over top of that structured area and kind of push it inwards. If you apply enough weight to that and you do it enough times, you can actually make that structure permanently bent in, which means that once you have the shoes on, you're going to have something hard digging into the back of your heel. It's going to affect the long-term comfort of the shoe, and there really isn't any way to fix it. So you want to avoid crushing that back heel counter, almost using your back finger or your back thumb, depending on how you want to hold them, as a shoehorn supporting the back area of the shoe. But you want to grab the back, you want to grab the front, and then just stretch out the collar like this, making the opening a lot bigger. As you put your foot through, it's going to make it even bigger, and you're going to find again that the collars on all of these shoes are elasticated. That's not just so it's not restrictive when you're wearing them, that's so you can get the shoes on and off more easily. There's a reason why it's stretchy. So what you want to do is support both pieces, support that back heel counter, and then you're ready to put your foot in. Step number three is actually putting your foot inside of the shoe, which seems like a simple task. You've probably done it a million times with the shoes you wear every single day, but because this is mid-cut, the openings to get your foot in are a lot smaller. So again, you want to be stretching out the collar area of the shoe, and you want to have the laces loosened up so this central part is able to stretch as well. Unlike a normal shoe where you kind of just slide your foot in one fluid motion, this almost requires two pushes at two different angles. You almost want to stick your toes in first, just so they're inside the collar. Again, you want to be supporting that back piece, and then you kind of want to adjust the angle of your foot a little bit. This top part of the shoe is going to stretch a little bit, and then you're going to push your foot all the way through, almost like a stepping motion. You can put a little bit of weight, and your foot should slide in pretty easily. But if you try to do it in one fluid motion, it's going to get caught up on the heel counter. You're going to press it in, and again, you're going to have a very hard time putting them on. But if you do it at two different angles, just getting in, adjusting, and then pushing through, it's going to get in really, really easily. And again, you just got to make sure you're supporting everything properly and stretching out all the stretchy bits on the upper. They're stretchy for a reason. And finally, step number 5, once they're on your feet, just adjust the collar. It's very possible that it might be folded in on an edge or just not sitting exactly the way you want it to. Adjust it so it sits properly, and then just tie them up. It's as simple as that. As far as removing the shoes are concerned, again, I would recommend loosening the laces all the way down. That's gonna make things significantly easier. And while a lot of people like to just step on the heel and kind of pull them off that way, personally, I like to loosen the shoes, grab the heel with one hand, and then just kind of pull them off like a pair of socks. If you pull them from the heel, this top piece is gonna stretch, then the collar is gonna stretch, and your foot should come out relatively easily if all the stretchy bits are not restricted by the laces, which if they're fully loosened, it shouldn't be restricted at all, and taking them off should be really easy, at least easier than putting them on. And that is pretty much how to put on any mid-cut shoe, not just the Superfly series. It takes a couple of extra seconds in terms of loosening the laces and prepping your foot to actually put them inside, but as long as you do all those steps, it's gonna be a lot easier to actually put them on and take them off, and you're gonna avoid damaging the heel counter because you're not gonna be stepping on it or applying unnecessary pressure. If you guys enjoyed this video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like, and if you're not subscribed already, be sure to hit that subscribe button for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. If you have any other questions or just require clarification on anything I talked about here, feel free to leave your questions down below in the comments and I'll do my best to get an answer out to you as soon as I possibly can. If you're not following me on social media, all my social media stuff is linked down below in the description, so be sure to go ahead and check that out. And other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.